Okay, well, hello and welcome again. So, I was talking about my Christian journey and I stopped at how my father was a mixture of love, discipline, and Christian faith. My father taught me to be a person. I learned like 80% of what I know about Christianity, what I love about the Christian faith, like the basics, like he helped me build that foundation of Christianity. I don't see myself living the Christian faith because um the foundation of it is love for me. My dad was it for me. He taught me all of that. He listened to me. He taught me what it was. Like till now, I don't think I got the everything, all the teachings I need to get from him before he passed on. And that was my fault because I did a lot of talking, but it was not until I was way um advanced in my teens that I began to actually listen to him. And when I say listen, like I would ask him questions, you know, and that was when he now began to talk. Unlike before, when he would just instruct me on the basics, but understanding about life, about society and things like that, you know, um, or the Christian faith and stuff like that. I was just talking, but he listened, and so until I began to ask questions, that was when I began to get really really deep nuggets of wisdom from him. I was like, whoa, really? So it was a very very wonderful relationship. I know what they say, like a girl's dad is her first love. you know um and of course everything else you learn from your dad, it sort of sticks with you because it becomes like a memorabilia. It's like your album, so to speak. You hold it close to you. You don't want to lose any part of it, and that's what the Christian faith is to me. And so sometimes when some people, especially women, have issues with Christianity, and maybe they have a father who is a Christian, I sometimes wonder, like, what happened? Is it that they just don't like their father, or their father was not as is? I don't know. My father practiced what he preached. You understand? He wasn't a do as I say kind of person. He was a do as I do kind of person. And I was like, Dad, you're an adult, can you just, like, they didn't ease up on me, because for them, to whom much is given, much is expected. you know and it led me to give my life to Christ very very early. Although I must say I was a bit pressured. My mother was always about, you need to give your life to Christ. Your character is this, your character is that. So I did. I would She would push me and say, go and do altar call. So I would go do altar call. Nothing really changed. Like, I just did as she asked, but I didn't follow through. But one day I decided that, what, by myself, I just chose that, what, I was going to change. I was going to, like, change one or two things, maybe not everything, but there was one major thing I said I wasn't going to do, and that was, I wasn't going to lie anymore. For me, that was giving my life to Christ, like actually not lying again, making a deliberate decision not to lie, and to do my best to obey my parents. For my mother, she felt that at that point, I can remember that I had to do something really really difficult, and that was to replace a class. I was in GS1. I didn't face my studies. I was busy feeling like, oh, I just got into secondary school. I did not get down to business of studying and reading, and by the time the exams came, I barely passed, like barely. And my mother was like, that won't do. You cannot flunk the foundation of your secondary school education, so you have to redo this. And I'm like, what? My friends have moved to the next class. Like, I'm not the only one who is on trial. You understand? That is what they call someone who is like the last five. Like, if you have, like, say 60 people in a class, and then you are at 56 or 54. Yeah, like, I'm not the only one in that. Remember, I said, well, it can be acceptable to some people, but for me it's not acceptable. If you really really want to go to school, you need to do this well, and that was a cause of argument for us. So at the time I decided to give my life to Christ. And of course, when you give your life to Christ, then and you are assigned to a counselor and all of that. I'll see you in the next video.